Every year, 200,000 men and women walk out of the United States military. They are the most mission-ready, most rigorously trained, most accountable professionals in America. They have operated nuclear propulsion systems, maintained aircraft in combat conditions, stood watch over power distribution systems worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They have handled decisions, real decisions, at 22 years old, that most civilians will never be asked to make in their entire careers. And within 6 months of separation, more than half of them will take the wrong job. Not because they're not qualified, because nobody built them a bridge. The government's own transition program, TP, has a 15% satisfaction rate. Congress has documented it. The VFW testified before the House Veterans Affairs Committee this year. TP is not an employment assistance program. Veterans are leaving. They are losing their identity, their BAH, their TRICARE, their purpose, simultaneously in a 90-day window. And they're comparing their military base pay to a civilian offer without understanding that they're leaving behind $40,000 a year in compensation that never appeared on their LES. The data center industry is bleeding talent it never knew existed, and the military has been training it for decades. The Goldman Sachs AI Infrastructure Report projects a shortfall of 100,000 qualified data center technicians by 2028. The IEA puts the power demand even higher. Texas alone added over 200 megawatts of new co-location capacity in the last 12 months. And Salute Mission Critical already knows what I'm about to say. A Navy machinist's mate who stood EOOW qualifications on a nuclear-powered submarine has been operating critical systems, rotating machinery, high-voltage distribution, cooling loops, redundant power paths, under pressure, on rotating watches, with zero tolerance for error. That is not a soft skill. That is the job description for a critical facilities technician, written in military language by accident. The problem is that the veteran does not know how to say that on a resume, and the recruiter on the other side cannot read an MOS code. Salute figured that out. That is why you are one of the most important organizations in this space. The Helm was built to solve the front end of that problem. The Helm is a career intelligence platform built specifically for transitioning technical military veterans. Not a job board, not a resume mill, a platform. 693 pages of career-specific intelligence. A live translator mapping 210 military occupational codes across 6 branches to civilian career paths. With civilian job titles, ATS keywords, required certifications, salary ranges, and top employers for each one. A VA benefits guide built from va.gov so veterans understand the difference between Chapter 33 and Chapter 31 before a recruiter confuses them. A 12-month transition timeline so no veteran gets blindsided by the financial cliff at separation. A data center career track, the flagship pipeline, that maps Navy MMs, EMs, and GSMs. Army 12 Series engineers, Air Force 2E power production specialists, to the exact roles in your operator network. And a community intelligence layer, synthesized from Reddit, Discord, and a decade of transition research that tells veterans the things TAP never will. Here's what the partnership looks like. The Helm brings you pre-qualified, technically background-matched veterans who already understand what data center operations demand, because they have been doing it. On ships, at bases, in conditions that make a data center feel calm. We give them the career intelligence to recognize the role before they meet you. We translate their military experience into civilian language before they submit a resume. We give them the 12-month financial plan so they are not accepting your offer under duress. You give them the 16 weeks of structured training, the operator network, and the career track. That is not a referral arrangement. That is a pipeline. Salute has placed 3,000 veterans. With the front end we are building, that number can be 10,000 in 5 years. With the right alignment, the Helm is live. The data layer is built. The platform is serving veterans today. We have the MEI pathway. We have the TSTC connection in Waco. We have the Compass DFW29 build happening right now. And veterans who know exactly what a Building 6 looks like because they worked in one. What we are building toward, and what I am asking you to consider, is a formalized pipeline agreement. Veterans who come through the Helm's MEI track are pre-screened, pre-translated, and pre-educated about what Salute offers and what the data center career track demands, not a one-time placement. a recurring pipeline with a named, exclusive track for Salute operators. David, you built Salute because you understood what the military actually trains. The Helm is the front door. Let us build it together. I am Michael Carvalho, this is the Helm, and we are just getting started.